So you guys know that there is no built-in function in AutoCAD to check the length of two polylines. If we give a polyline and another line, so if we select this line, we will get the length, but this line will get the length. But if we select both lines, we won't get the total calculated length. So today we are going to do a Lisp code uh, which will print the total length of these two lines. So to do that, I'm using Notepad++ as my IDE. So first we will define the function. So the code is like define, then command C, and will whatever we check length. So the auto command will be check length, and this that's it. Now we have the function body. Now we will code inside. So first what we need the user to select those two lines. How do we do that? So to do that, we can set q to, and we'll give q a variable. Then we will give ss get. So this will act as a selection for it will act as a selection for the lines. So I'll show you. We'll give q here. So once the runs, the q will be again set back to 0 or null value. So we will load that and we'll see whether it's working or not. Check length. So it asks for selecting the object. So you select 2, enter, nothing happens. The selection set has been returned. So once you do that, next thing what we need, so we got the selection 2 lines. Next we have to loop through the 2 lines. So to do that, we need a we will use while loop. So to do that, set q, need the length, total length of the the q. The ss get will give the list of 2 elements now. So we don't know how many elements are there, so we'll give set q total length, as we can use ss length of q. So you got the total length. Now what we need to do, we have to set a counter, set q I as 0. Now we'll loop through while then we have to give the statement like while this function, while the statement is true, then process the code inside the while loop. So to do that, while will give like is if it is less than I is less than ttl. If I is less than ttl, then run this code, like that it will run. So we'll give that. Now what we need to do, we need to get all the points from the first entity. So we'll give set q and get not I will give points a list. So this will create points as a null list. We'll add the variables here, I ttl points, ITTL points. So that's it. Now what we do, we need to set q e data, that means data of that each element. So e data, and we'll give end get. So in this function we'll give the what we say dxf code and all the property of that particular element. So we got the end get, and the values will be stored in edata. So to store the edata in endget, we need to give the name. So ss name uh, which one is it? It is Q and the index I. So now you got like so this will give the first entity name, then it will run the AND get function on that name, and the whatever value will be stored in edata. So we'll bring edata, then we will increase the count, set qi plus 1 I. We'll see whether it's working. Check length, enter. So you can see here F2. So this is the entity and get data. So what in here, these are the dxf code. With each dxf code the value will be associated. So first we need to figure out which dxf code is used for points, each point. So with each points we can measure the distance between those 2 points, and we will get the length. So to do that, the dxf code of length is point is 10. So you can see here this is a 10. So this is a dxf code, so this is a point. You go again, you will get another 10. So this is another point. So each point will be in a series manner in whichever the line is continuously drawn. So means like, so I started from here, then this point, then this point, then this point, this point. So here also it will be like that. First point will be this one, second point will be another 10, like that it will go. So we got the dxf values. Now what we have to do is so now we got the dxf values. We need to get the points, all the points, and we have to add all the points into this list. So for that there are other methods, but I'm using for each. For each means it's just a for loop for each data, for each data in edata. So we got for each data in edata, for each. Then we'll go to that next point. We need to get point if function. If car means it will give the first element of a list. If that means you can see here the dxf data is the first element, which is 41. So car of which one? Data. Car of data equals which one? 10. Then this part is the dxf data. So for that we have to again add 1 equals 10 car data. So that means if the statement is true, then we have to add that point, set q points, then we'll add that particular point to this list. We'll use cons cdr. This will give all the data without the first one. So we'll get all this x value and y value. See idea. Data. Then we'll add points. So now if the dxf value is 10, the point will be added to the list. So we'll see whether it's working. So we'll give like bring points, again load the command, check length, add only one. So you can see the list has been printed with only the points. Okay, add one bring command here. Then so now we got all the points. So what we need to do now, once you get the points, you need to check the distance. Okay, so for checking the distance of each point, we'll write another function. Define in this there is check length to. So we go next thing. So now we got another function. This function will check a length of each point, and it will return. It should return the total length. So we'll create a variable setqd as total distance as 0. Now what we need to do, we have to give a value point 1. So this is the value. When we call the function, this has to be there. Then set q total distance 0.1. Now what we need to do, we need to add a while loop. So we'll create set q counter as 0. Then while loop will add while, then the statement while counter less than total length, counter less than minus length of point 1 1. So why this means, like, if will tell you. So this is done if counter is, it should be in the first, counter is less than 1, counter is less than the total length of the list minus 1 means this code will run. So then we will get first point, set q first as nth counter point 1. The counter point 1. So now you got set first point. Now set q second as nth counter point 1. Need to add 1 in counter plus 1 counter. So now you got and 2 points. Now we'll add that set q total distance plus distance of first and second plus total distance. So now you got 2, like total distance will be again and again will be. Now we will give like set q counter plus 1 counter. So now each function, so now it will go through each point. then it will give you the total distance. So now this function should return the total distance, so we'll give it like this, so it will return the total distance. So how it will work means like, so we given point 1, then we have to give variable total distance, then I can counter first, second, second. That's it now. Yeah, that's it. So what it happens is like, we'll get all the points in a list from here. We will call this function. So in this, what happens means, it will go through each point, like first point, then first 0th point, then first point, and it will get the distance with this function, and it will add it to the total distance. Once that is completed, again counter will be 1. So first will be first element, one position element from the list, and the second will be the second position element from the list. And then again it will go through, it will check the length, and it will add it to total distance, and at the final total distance will be returned. That's it. Then what we need to do, we have to call each function. So we'll call it like, so before that we need another variable, like set qt as 0, then we'll give like set qt plus check length 2, then points here we need to add t ttli data, then data, that's it. Yeah, so we'll get d plus check length 2 points plus t. Now this happens all the time. Once the while loop completed, it should bring t. We'll see whether it's working or throwing error. So we'll load the function, and we'll go to check length and select the objects, both of them, and press enter, and we'll get the total length. So that's it. That's how you do it.